Good evening, guys. Welcome to G.O.A Fish Farm. I'm back again with another video. I know you enjoyed the last session and the video that we uploaded for the training as to fertilization, and I'm sure you all have learned how to fertilize your pond. So today we'll be going to how to feed your fish, that is feeding process. Many people don't know. After you've seen my video on stocking, many don't know the process of feeding fish. So after you've stock your fish, it is important that you have the understanding of the feeding process. Now, what is the feeding process? The feeding process is just the mode of feeding your fish, and we have different feed for usage. We have the foreign feed and the local feed. Now listen to this. It is very, very important that as a starter, for the first to the third month, make sure you use the foreign feed, because the foreign feed has the adequate nutrients good for your fish, for the body building. But the local feed are also full of good nutrients, but it is not advisable to use the local feed at the initial stage. But once the feed are close to 3 months and above, then you can use your local feed, because the local feed make them to be strong. In fact, you can use blood meal, you can use feed meal, anyone, but they have to be after 3 months. So at the initial stage, we have different type of foreign feed. We have shorten, which is also locally known as Duratin, based in the 90s, and we have the Alaqua. So Alaqua is a foreign feed. You have the Duratin, which is also known as shorten, as a foreign feed. These two foreign feed are the best recommended feed based on experience, although you still have Blue Crown and you have other feed. But when we talk about local feed, for local feed you have Omega, you have Eco Float, you have different local feed, just name it. But the one I'm going to advise you is that when you are using your foreign feed, use shorten or Alaqua, and if you are using your local feed, you can use Blue Crown or you use Eco Float, based on your money and the prices on the market. So at the initial stage, we have different sizes of feed. We have the ranging from 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8. Then you have 1 mm, you have 1.8, you have 2 mm, you have 3 mm, you have 4.5, you have 6 mm, you have 8 mm, and you have 9 mm. So on these stages, for each of a production of fish, it is a quarterly business. I told you that production of fish is on quarterly basis. That is a 4-month production. So in the first 4 months, you can use your ranging from, for example, we are stocking. I advise you during the process of stocking that you must stock juvenile as a starter or a fingerling, so as for you to have good production. But if you are a professional, then you can start with fries, let's say if you are even into production yourself. But if you are buying your fingerlings or juvenile, it's advisable you buy juvenile. So now let's say you stock your juvenile. Now you want to start with them, start with 2 mm. So for example, today now I'm going to be using an example with you, because my fish presently, the one I have in stock, are 2 months old plus. So now they are now in the stage of 6. They are going to the of 3 months, close to 3 months. So they are in the stage of consumption of 6 mm. So now I will show you. This is shorten 6 mm. You can see it is boldly written here that you have the 6 mm shorten. You can see it there. So if you're going to have your feed, you just meet them. You can go to any fish feed where they sell fish. So now the best mode of feeding is what we call broadcasting system. Now broadcasting system is a mode of spreading your feed across the pond. Although it is advisable that when you want to start your feeding process, make sure that you have a particular spot. Like for me now, in my feeding process, this is a particular spot where I used to say, and it is time for their feeding. If you look here now, you will see all of them are already gathered for their feed. So once I start the feeding process, you will see them all gathered to the particular spot where I usually used to feed them. So when you are feeding, make sure you have a particular spot where you stay. The fish will have been used to that particular spot. So as at the hour when you feed them, they will be ready for that. And it is advisable that you feed your fish twice a day. What did I say? Twice a day. In fact, you can be more than 2 times or 3 times, but then it must be twice. So now it's the best hour, recommended hour is 10 a.m. in the morning and 5 p.m. in the evening. Well, it's not compulsory that you have to be there, but that's the best hour. If you have to go to work, you can feed them, let's say as early as 7 a.m. in the morning, and when you come back from work, 5 p.m. in the evening or 4 p.m. evening. But the best recommended hour is 10 a.m. in the morning and 5 p.m. in the evening. So right now we are in the evening hour. I want to feed them, so just watch the process of the feeding. Like I told you, this is skirting I'm using to feed them. You can see them, they already gathered. The meat is time for feeding. All the fishes are ready at the angle where I feed them. So you see that I'm not worrying, I'm broadcasting, sending this, broadcasting it so that everybody can be well fed. And those are in this angle. Alright, you can see feeding them. This is 4.5 minutes protein. You can see the size. So this is, you can see all of them are you can see we are feeding them gradual, and all are opening their mouth to feed them. So that's how you feed them. Once they stop coming up like this, don't stop feeding. You won't be stop coming like that when you know that they are ready. Do not overfeed, and you must not underfeed. And the only way to do that is by you broadcasting your feed and feeding them accordingly. So once they stop coming up to eat, that means they are filled up. So you stop, because if you overfeed, it's going to spoil your water. You know, your water will get spoiled and you'll be having foul smell, and it's not good for your feeding. And if you underfeed, your fish will not grow according to your expectation. So it is important that you make sure you feed them adequately and make sure that all is done according to the process number. So now that you've seen the process of feeding, I believe feeding your fish will not be a problem. Like I told you, this is 6 mm, we have 2 mm, we have 3 mm, we have 4 mm. So irrespective of the size of feed that you are using, you know, you change this based on the size of the head of your fishes. Once you see that the head is, the larger the head, the higher you change the feed that you use. So you have to follow the due process in feed. And if you do this, in the next 4 months, the fish are ready to sale. And each fish, at least 80% of your fish will weigh at least 1 kg or above, if well fed, according to how I've taught you. So make sure you click subscribing. If you are new to this channel, click on that subscribe button. Make sure you like, comment, and give us any question you have at the comment section. So make sure, don't forget to share this video, like, and if you are new to this channel, subscribe. It is very, very important. Subscribe. All right, to the next video. Welcome to G.O.A. Farm.